Good evening. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very interesting webinar that we had planned for today. That is a webinar on SharePoint Metadata Capture Add-on. This particular add-on has been in demand and has been a very popular offering from Soluzione. So today's session is going to be all comprehensive about this particular add-on, which takes care of a very nagging problem of managing metadata within Dynamics 365. I'll just start by introducing a little bit about ourselves as well as about Soluzione. So I think we can just start with the agenda that we plan to cover for today. After the introductions, we'll probably look at the challenges of the current out-of-the-box SharePoint integration provides to Dynamics users. We look at the add-on and its key features, what is the value it brings to users. We'll also do a deep dive demonstration, followed by understanding what benefits and features this particular offering has got. We are also going to look at the roadmap of this particular add-on, that is the upcoming features. We'll also cover a little bit of other add-on offerings that Soluzione brings to users of Dynamics 365. And of course, we will have a good time available for handling some of the questions that you might have about this particular add-on and the best practices related to managing metadata within SharePoint for Dynamics 365. This is a brief about what Soluzione does. We have been in business since 2011, so more than 12 years of offering solutions to customers across the world on Dynamics, Power Platform. We have been doing custom development, and of course, we have been building add-ons for Dynamics 365. And today we hope to cover the first of them. We also have got now a thriving practice around AI, Copilot, and we have built a number of industry solutions for education, for insurance, for lending, and other applications which involve a lot of customer interfaces or a lot of customer relationship. We also have a division which is focused around media and digital services. We build websites and we offer video production for technology and other companies. So this is a small introduction. We have more than 200 successful customers, and it is the customers who have actually helped us build some of the products that we are going to talk about today. Today, this particular presentation is being done by Nikhil. Nikhil is our CTO. Nikhil Gehlot has over 26 years of experience. He's also the co-founder and CTO of Soluzione, and he has been the architect of most of the add-ons that we are going to talk about.
Thank you, Saurav. So before we start, what are the set of challenges that you face, and why do you need a solution or a product like a SharePoint Metadata Connector add-on? So we are all here because I am assuming we have all tried the out-of-the-box integration. And in most scenarios, it works well. But there are certain scenarios, the moment you want to go to a higher level of automation or a productivity, there it fails. So maybe just as a quick start, we are here and looking for certain answers what this product can do. So what are the key challenges that you guys are facing maybe with your projects, with your customers? If you want to raise a hand or drop in a question in your Q&A, you can do that. This add-on is very close to my heart because this add-on actually got created out of necessity. So we do, like Saurav said, we do a lot of dynamic CRM implementations across the globe for various customers. And normally for simple projects, a standard out-of-the-box integration would suffice. But when we work with industries like insurance, financial advisory, education, transportation logistics, maybe telecom, and so on, right? So there is a lot more to a standard document integration. So for example, in case of education, you collect documents based for students, or in insurance, you collect documents for insurers, and you want to tag the document with certain metadata attributes, which is about data describing the documents. For example, what is this document type? Is it a passport? Is it a visa? Is it a mark sheet? Or is it a medical certificate? And so on. So these are the set of things that came to our project, and this is actually why this add-on came into the picture. The idea was there is no inherent support for surfacing or capturing metadata in Dynamics CRM from SharePoint, right? It's a very long drawn process, and maybe we'll see in the demo that you upload a document from Dynamics CRM and then that will get pushed to SharePoint Online. Then the user will have to open the document in SharePoint Online, and hopefully the person updates the metadata. And because it is such a manual process, there is virtually no automation or no last mile productivity at all. So because of these set of challenges, that is where we started looking at a generic solution which can address these problems. And that is where SharePoint Metadata Add-on comes into the picture. So let's quickly look at certain features. So the first and foremost feature is capturing and updating the metadata. So when you upload a document from Dynamics CRM into SharePoint, right at the first source, the user can tag the document with important attributes and then submit or upload the document from Dynamics CRM. If the document already exists in SharePoint, then they can update the metadata of that particular document from Dynamics CRM. We support both custom attribute types, like I said, document type or privacy and so on and so forth, or managed metadata that are the inherent part of the SharePoint Online. The second feature is it's a very configurable solution. You can have different entities. I'm assuming because we are all a part of Dynamics or model-driven app, we understand entities and tables. So different entities like an account entity or a case entity can point to different document libraries. And in different document libraries, you can have different type of metadata. You can configure which metadata is a required metadata, mandatory metadata, which is an optional metadata, which is a read-only, users cannot edit them, and so on and so forth. So it is highly configurable solution. And this is a very nice touch to even taking the last mile productivity forward, which is about auto-populating the metadata. So let's assume you have a case record or an account record, and one of the metadata attributes you want to fill in automatically based on record value. So instead of a user manually typing it, right, the data can be pulled from your record and updated into the metadata. So reducing manual entry, saving the times, and obviously error ratios. You can search document right from within Dynamics CRM. So you go to the Documents tab and we'll see a demo. You can search the document, you can sort the document based on metadata attributes. And finally, the folder structure. The core solution is built on the standard integration, which is the server-side integration between Dynamics CRM and SharePoint, and it builds on top of it. So it supports both entity-based and a non-entity-based folder structure for this kind of a scenario. So without any further ado, I think let's take a look at the metadata add-on and get a feel for it. I am going to showcase to you account record, and this instance of CRM is being configured with a SharePoint site with a standard. So let's first see the standard out of the box integration. And while you may know, but just to get a comparison, okay? So normally the standard integration, once you have configured, you would see something like a Documents tab, right? On the Documents tab, you would see a document grid where you would see a document or a folder, and you would see the modified by and the location and the path. Let's upload a document, okay? So let's follow. Maybe I will upload a professional document, right? Support data sheet. Now, even if I try and select multiple documents, I am not able to select multiple documents because here is the first limitation. I need to upload every document one by one. So even if I do Shift or Control A, it doesn't allow me. If I try and drag, doesn't allow me. So let's still go ahead by selecting a particular document and let's upload it. So this pushes the document into SharePoint, and as you can see, there is a contract folder on the SharePoint, and then this document is there. Let's open the document location on SharePoint. So with this particular record or silverware technologies, as you can see, we just uploaded a few seconds ago a document called as Professional Direct Support Web. But there are metadata like this document belongs to maybe which client, if you have a parent-child client scenario, what is the MSA assigned date, which department does this document belong to, what is the document type, what is the privacy level, is it a public document, and because of the default behavior, we were not able to set it. So I have to come here and now manually set these values. That's the default behavior. Okay. Now, how does it compare to the SharePoint Metadata Add-on? So once you apply our add-on into your Dynamics CRM instance, you get an app named SharePoint Metadata, a dedicated app where it needs to be configured. So in this app, you see this is the default site, and then you have a section for metadata attributes. You can define for every entity, for example, an account entity or case entity or any other entity, you can define metadata types. So let's assume I will show you one of the types is privacy. So you can select the entity, you can select the data type. So the option set type maps to the choice in SharePoint Online, right? So and this is the internal name privacy, as you can see, yeah, the privacy. Sorry. Okay. Is this a required attribute or not? Is it editable or not? Can we select multiple values, right? And for this privacy, what are the possible set of values, confidential and non-confidential? Similarly, let's look at maybe document type. Okay. And as you can see here, this is a lookup type within SharePoint, which means that this value will be looking up to another list within SharePoint. So like I said, we support custom, we support managed, we also support custom lookups or list within SharePoint. Okay. And here is the internal name of document type. And this supports multiple values as well. And finally, one of my favorites here, as you can see, this is the client type, which is client here, right? It's a text type of value, and I want it to auto-populate because it's a text type of value. It gives you all text fields that are available on that particular entity. And what I'm saying is this client, the account name of the account should auto-populate this client metadata. So this is the configuration piece that you need to do from a one-time configuration that you do from a metadata settings perspective. Okay. Now let's go to the account entity and we will refresh the screen. And instead of documents, we will look at the files tab now. Let's give it some time to load. Yeah, the screen is loaded. And this file tab is the tab where our add-on is configured as opposed to the standard documents tab. It's the same account, right, which we saw from a documents perspective. And as you can see the difference, right? Now you see the document, now you see the folder, and you see the metadata attributes that we have configured, which are mapped exactly to the attributes that are there on the SharePoint site. Okay, let's see the experience here. You can either drag and drop the file or you can upload the file. So here now, as you can see, I can upload more than one file. So it supports multiple file uploads. Okay. Another feature, I can define file size restriction. So just for the demo purposes, we have restricted it to be 1 MB right now. And it's telling me that this file is way too big. It is 39 MB, almost 40 MB file. So let me remove this file. Okay. So now I have two files, as you can see below. And you have the metadata attributes that are there for you to select. So let me select, maybe proposal is from business development, support agreement is, let's say, from administration. The MSA date, I'll just pick up one date. Okay. And if I try and upload it, you saw the mandatory feature. So because we said the privacy needs to be a mandatory attribute, it will not allow me to upload the document without it. So let me say this is confidential. It's a proposal. Maybe the agreement is not confidential. Let's pick up a document attributes. Maybe here on the support agreement, we will say it's a contract. It belongs to operations as well. So we are selecting multi attributes, and let's upload the file. And on our CRM view, we see that two files are there and it has relevant metadata as well. If I open the location, maybe I'll open the location. It goes to the same location, but unlike that professional direct, which we uploaded from the default value, now the documents are there. And we have the metadata attributes all set in SharePoint, and it also has the client name auto-populated. If you realize, we didn't enter the client name because this was an auto-populate feature, so it has picked up the client name automatically, and we are seeing the client name here as well. Right now, I can, for let's say if this file was already uploaded, I want to fix this. I could edit the metadata. Maybe I will select something. You could do that from here, or you could even set it in SharePoint, right? Or maybe I made a mistake. This should also be confidential. I would go ahead and make it to confidential. You can do that, save and close. It will work, right? So both are confidential now. Let's go to our SharePoint, give it a refresh. It is confidential, right? Let's delete the document, this one from here. And it will be removed from the SharePoint as well, the professional direct support. Okay, let's assume somebody comes into the SharePoint and then they edit certain data from here. So let's edit a data, and maybe instead of administration, I select something else. Let's say sales. Okay. And I exit the grid. I will come in here, maybe just give it a refresh. And I'll go to files. Or did I? Yeah, instead of it, sorry, it was correct. Instead of business administration, it was sales now. Right? I can navigate to the folder. I can search. So I want to say, I want to see all the documents where there is maybe support, right? Or confidential, right? Or it says sales. I can search on different metadata attributes. I could sort, maybe let's sort by department. You can do searching and sorting. right? So from an end user perspective, this becomes a much more simpler, much more efficient, and a productive user experience. Let me go back to the demo. If you have any questions right now, maybe put it in the Q&A section or raise your hand. We'll be happy to take it right now, or we can take it in the Q&A section as well. So coming back, key benefits, we saw seamless metadata management right from the source of truth, where you upload a document, you tag the document with the right set of metadata, and everything is updated seamlessly onto SharePoint. It's a configurable solution. You can define number of metadata types, custom metadata, lookups, managed. You can define rules like required, not required, editable, and so on. There is a real-time sync. Either you do it in Dynamics CRM or you do it in SharePoint. Both of them reflect the true picture at the same time. And with all of this, it's taking the technical complexity out of integration and metadata setting and everything. And from an end user perspective, it is as simple as uploading the document, setting up the metadata, and you are just done. So there are some key upcoming features. This add-on has been there with us for more than 3-4 years now, and it's one of the most popular add-ons. So we continuously, for each of the add-on, we have a roadmap. So one of the key features that is coming in the next release is a major security update. The current version, which is there, works on Azure ACS, Access Control Services, which has been deprecated from Microsoft. So we have transitioned from Azure ACS into a Microsoft Entra app-based, client ID-based authentication. So that's a major update, which is a long-term support. The second is auto creation of folders. So normally in CRM, you may know that until unless you click on the Documents tab, the folder in SharePoint and the document location is not auto created. But without navigating to the Documents tab, we have a feature of auto creating the folder as well. The third is, I showed you the metadata configuration that needs to be done, but at times it is a little complicated. I would not say complicated, but you need to look at the internal names of SharePoint and look at what data types are and do the matching. So we have actually simplified that so much that from Dynamics CRM itself, like you saw the drop down of entities, then you can you will see the drop down of SharePoint metadata fields as well. And finally, the next one is the column sequencing. So we saw maybe the sequence of column. If I want to have MSA date first or document type next after the client name, you will be able to do that using our column sequencing feature. Saurabh, do you have a question? I see your hand raised.
So we have about 2 questions which have already been put up in the Q&A. One is from Amrit. He actually put it in the chat. So I have put the question. One of the very important questions he has asked is, if you can have a look at the Q&A. He says, if you already have data uploaded at SharePoint, can I create metadata for those folders or file? That means in retrospective, there are already existing data in the SharePoint. Can we use the add-on to enrich the metadata from those pre-existing documents?
Yes, you can. And that's what we started with. We first uploaded a document into SharePoint. So even if you are doing post facto, and more often than not, when our solution is deployed, the files are already there in SharePoint. So once you deploy our solution, you will see the document and empty metadata, and you will be using the normal edit feature of the fields. You will be able to edit the metadata for the documents here. So you will get a blank document with the blank row, and you can edit the metadata. You will see all the metadata attributes blank, and it will work. I hope that answers your question. If not, maybe you can put in another question there. But good question. Thank you. All right. So maybe a glimpse of what is coming ahead in the webinar series. So we have number of add-ons that we have developed over a period of time. Again, most of them arising out of necessities. One is the HTML email editor. So we all know how tough it is to send out properly formatted HTML emails from CRM. It addresses that. You can do custom entities as well as standard entities, and plus there is no support uh, for custom entities or any other entity apart from the 8 standard entities. You don't have a drag and drop for fields attributes in your email structure. So this email editor helps you do that. Next is the report scheduler. So you can schedule reports on your defined frequency and send the reports to internal users or your contacts, maybe from Dynamics CRM at regular interval. Activity timeline. I think this is an interactive and more visual timeline as opposed to the standard out of the box timeline that we have. So it is a more productive and more interactive way of looking at the timeline and notes that you have in Dynamics CRM. Next is the Kanban board. So Kanban board allows you to organize your records like your case records or any custom entity records or based on option set values or business process in a kind of a Kanban lane. It has many features, but that's what the Kanban board does to start with. Auto counter. So auto counter again is an add-on with complicated rules and features with which you can generate auto counters based on your particular requirement. Again, surpasses the standard out of the box auto counter feature. Then we have accounting connectors for Xero, MyOB, QuickBooks to synchronize accounts, customers, invoices, payments, and so on and so forth between Dynamics CRM and your financial connectors. And finally, we have this is our recent addition to our add-ons, which is the notification engine. We have more add-ons, but I think these are the top ones. So notification engine allows you to send out configure and send out notifications on various conditions from Dynamics CRM. So many times we come into a situation that if this condition happens, I want a mail to be sent out. Right. So instead of writing Power Automate flows every time, this notification engine is kind of an event and event subscriber pattern which sends out notifications. I know there was a question which we answered. I hope that we answered that question. Any other questions that you have?
Yeah, Nikhil, there is a question from Rohit, which is already about that if a customer wants to set a document expiry along with other fields in SharePoint, is it possible in this add-on? And he's looking for options.
Yes, you could definitely do that. So if I go to the SharePoint metadata attributes, as you can see, one of the attributes is of type date, which was maybe MSA date. You could have a document expiry. So with each uploading document, you can ask the user to enter a document expiry date, or maybe if it is available on your record, maybe your invoice record or account record, then it can get auto-populated as well. Okay, so there is one more question that I see that somebody has posted on chat. Okay, Chris. Hey, Chris. So Chris says, is the Kanban board specific relation to Jira or works on many applications? So the Kanban board add-on is specifically to work within Dynamics CRM. So Dynamics CRM, you have invoices, you have cases, which is incidents, or you can have any other custom entities. So instead of viewing them in a row-wise scenario, you can put them into Kanban board. Maybe your customer service team is looking into cases like in a Kanban, and based on the high priority or something, they can get to the ticket first. So all of the add-ons work on Dynamics CRM or the model-driven Dataverse. I hope that answers your question, Chris. All right.
Nikhil, it would be great if you can also talk a little bit about the availability of this particular add-on and the commercials in terms of pricing. How does that work for the benefit of people who want to implement this?
Absolutely. So the pricing of our add-on works on a user subscription basis. So what it means is, depending upon your active number of users on your Dynamics CRM, the pricing works. So our base pricing, and there are slabs, so we don't go by fixed number of users. So the base pricing starts from maybe 1 to 50 users or 1 to 100 users, and then the next slab, and then the next slab. If you have specific questions and you want to get a pricing, please drop in an email and we'll be very happy to share the pricing and other details with you. But it works on the total active users in your Dynamics CRM instance. On the next question, maybe if there are no more questions, I will move ahead. So the key takeaway is, this is the standard integration that comes out of the box between Dynamics CRM and SharePoint. And SharePoint Metadata Add-on takes you to the next level with capturing metadata right at the source, allowing you to add, edit metadata, take the productivity to the next level with your auto mapping features, configurable solution, right? It is a 5-star rated solution which is available on Microsoft App Store. You can download it, give it a try. You can download a 30-day free trial version. I would urge you to try it on a sandbox or a trial instance first, and if you are happy, then you can move it to production. If you face any issues with the trial or something, then do reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to set up the trial for you.